Hi Aquarius, welcome to your June reading. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Aquarius, like I said, Sun, Moon, Rising, or even Venus. And I already pulled the spread, so I'm just going to get right into it because I do want to leave enough time to clarify some cards and go over all that. Now, I hope you guys are having a good June so far. I hope May treated you well. I know it feels like with you guys, the ongoing conversation has been about trying to juggle something, also trying to make decisions on something. Almost, you guys have kind of been in a crossroads, whether it was trying to find that perfect balance between juggling your home life, and your work life, or deciding which way you guys want to go as far as your relationships or as far as your career. There's been kind of a lot of that vacillating back and forth. So, which brings us to now. So for the month of June, it looks as though, well, first of all, it looks like you guys are going to be gifted with some new beginnings, or some opportunity for some new beginnings, because we've got two aces in the mold, which is really, really good. We've got three major arcana: the Wheel of Fortune, Hermit, and Temperance, which we'll get into. And I did say that. And which we'll get into. And and the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So let's just start there. So this month, really, again, I feel like you guys have been going back and forth on so much lately that I feel like this month is really about you guys really trying to drive in and be really solid, right? Because this woman is grounded. She's able to make anything happen that she wants. She's able to harvest anything that she wants because she's totally grounded and comfortable in knowing who she is and knowing her power, right? So the Empress, it's all about fertility. Some of you guys could be, expecting or finding out that you're pregnant this month. I feel like there's a lot of that going around. But really, like, she is the ultimate nurturer. She is Mother Nature here on Earth. She is a great mother, great partner. She is just like the queen bee of that number one go-to person that you go to for comfort, for love, everything here on Earth, right? Which I always make the connection that she reminds me a lot of the High Priestess, except obviously a human, because the High Priestess, it is a spiritual, I guess you could look at her as a goddess, but what she lacks in being human and not being able to feel and be grounded about certain things, just because the High Priestess just has that knowing, the Empress kind of picks that up, right? So she has that knowing, but she's also half human. So she's able to kind of be more empathetic and be more compassionate and, have those human qualities as well. But she makes everything she wants happen. So this is, I feel like, after especially coming off all these months that there's been a lot of back and forth going on, I feel like you guys are really at the tail end of really trying to get grounded. And with this Wheel of Fortune, that just lets me know that we are closing out old cycles, right? And opening some new ones. So that's really good. So it looks like we're progressing forward. Now, I do want you to be mindful and be careful, because what we do start off with is Page of Swords, which is air energy, your energy, right? But the thing with the Page of Swords, so he's a messenger. All pages are messengers. All pages are explorers in their suit, right? So very intellectual. This kid just, is trying to know the inner workings of things. But the thing is with the Page, it's more of an immature energy. So, like, this could be the person who is like game goofy and speaks too soon. You know what I mean? Like, talks without thinking, or says something that's like irrational or super offensive, but doesn't think about it that way, because they're just like, oh, whatever, I'm in my head, and you see how he's just kind of like swinging this sword without paying attention to really where it's going, when it's going to hit, just like swinging it around. So it is kind of that energy of, be a little mindful, because it is a younger and more immature energy. So I do feel like you guys are waiting for a message to come in, or will be receiving a message from someone. Now, it could be from another air sign. But for the most of you, what I really feel like this is, I feel like this is your energy. And I think what Spirit's trying to say is kind of watch the things that you say this month. Watch who you're talking to, watch what you're saying, just be real mindful. We are in Gemini season. Geminis are ruled by Mercury, right? Mercury is the planet of communication, all that. And so I do feel like there is more communicating that is going on between people, but it's like with you guys this month, you want to just be mindful of the things you say, especially if it has to do with like a work situation or even love, but something where you're trying to move forward in a situation, because you don't want to kind of blow it just by being a little too quick or being, offending someone or just speaking too soon or speaking out of turn kind of thing. So there is balance that you guys are going to have with that this month, because I do feel like you're going to be compelled to want to just kind of pop off at the mouth and say whatever it is you feel. But with this Temperance card, it's like Spirit's telling you to find the flow, make it flow easier, slow down. Before you speak, slow down. Find the right things that you want to say and make them effective so that they work in your favor, so that you're not having all this bumping heads, and so that you're not, bumping heads with other people. One easy thing or one tool that you can use is like if you're having, let's say, a business meeting with someone, or just someone that you just really need to get down to the bottom of some shit with that's important. I like to let people speak first. I like to let people say whatever it is they have to say, to speak first, and that's partly because I want each person to feel like they're heard, right? Because once I get on a roll, there's just no telling. But I want every person to feel like they're heard first, and then also, if that person presents to me something for me to chew on, then it just makes me like come better and stronger with it, with whatever my rebuttal or my reply or whatever it's going to be, right? It's like I have all the facts before I'm able to move, right? So it's like I feel more confident in whatever I'm saying, because it's like what I'm saying is partly, yes, what I was going to say anyways, but it's also a bounce back off of the other person. I hope that makes sense to you. But just being very mindful about what you're saying, who you're saying it to. Don't be out here messy. Be mindful not to be talking about people. Keep kitchen table talk at home, because I do feel like there's a possibility that there's some fights going on or some like disruption going on. I do feel like a chaotic energy, and I do feel like a lot of it can have to do with this communication that you're doing or having with other people. Now, this can be internal, like this can be like you internally fighting something within yourself. This can you being like a little bit chaotic, not knowing what's going on internally inside with you. But this also can be other people that you are having these arguments with or fighting with, right? And the main thing with the five, remember, fives in the tarot, they represent change, and it's an odd number, so it's like uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, right? These changes. So and the thing with the Five of Wands, it's like when I look at this card, I don't even know if they know who they're fighting or who they're supposed to be fighting. It looks like everybody's just kind of all over the place. So it's like things are a little chaotic, right? Because it's like everyone's just moving, doing their own thing, but there's almost like there's no plan. Everyone's not on the same page. So just be really mindful of the things that you say, because I do feel like it can spark situations where this could be happening, again, either at work or in your love life. Either way, you don't want that. And it's not to say not to say anything, but just be really careful with this page. Be really mindful that the things that you're speaking are truth. Be mindful that the things that you're speaking are also necessary to the situation, right? Like, don't be out there just saying shit and talking shit just to talk it. Like, that's never been the move ever, right? And it's like, so you got this Ace of Swords. It's like, I feel like all you want is this clarity. All you want is this truth to come out about something, whether it's you trying to elevate and get a different position at work, whether it's you trying to like be like, what's up to this person that you have a situationship with, or, boyfriend, girlfriend that you're on pause with, or husband, wife that, you guys haven't really been jiving right with this Five of Wands up above that's crowning. I feel like down below, it's basically because at the end of the day, you want this communication, you want this clarity, but it's kind of almost making you act a little crazy or go a little wonky, right? It's making you do this immature thing, right, with this page. And don't, because the clarity is going to come. It's going to come, but the thing that you have to realize is you are never going to get it anyways if you're being too abrasive with people, right? Um, yeah, so I do feel like for a number of you, it's clarity that you're trying to get, right? And in your effort to try to get it, that's where that Page of Swords kind of comes in, where you're trying to talk about it, but maybe it's too soon, or maybe it's just not your place, or maybe it's something that it's something that's off-putting to others, because I do find that there are some conflict. Again, most of you with others, I do feel a lot of you guys, it's you having your own internal conflict with not knowing what to do and wanting to find clarity in that regard. Like, fuck, what do I do next? I've been teeter-tottering for so long. I'm like actually tired of myself. What am I going to do? This Ace of Wands or Ace of Swords is what you want. I do feel like it is what you're going to get, but it's going to require a little bit more time. Okay, for it to come into your space. But I do feel like that is yours. As long as again, be very mindful of the way you're communicating with other people. Now, and I'll clarify that at the end too, because I'm really curious to see, we can look into that a little bit deeper. Now, in the past, we do have where you guys have been trying to set up your foundation, which I think is great. You guys have been really working hard at trying to manifest all these great things, all these, this home life, this marriage, this whatever it is, whatever this Four of Wands looks like to you. To me, I always think of it, whatever it is, it's about manifestations, because I get that it's the 1111 card, and that really speaks to me. But you guys have been working on this. Like, that has been an ongoing thing. And a lot of the fluctuating that you guys have been doing have been in terms of, okay, how's this going to work best for my love life? How's this going to work best for my work life? How can I juggle the two? So you guys really have been in that space. I just feel like there's maybe a few more details. I don't know. I feel you guys getting really impatient, which is why we've got that Temperance card. But the thing is, you guys are already on that wave. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to build, try to establish, I do feel like you're already aligned with that. You're already on the right track with that. What is going to throw it off, though, is if you're taking any of that energy and all these great things that you've been doing and using it on other people and exploding, or using it on other people and hurting them. I feel like you guys do have the juice, okay? But it's going to be very important you guys are mindful where you are splitting that energy. Because whatever it is that you're trying to build and come together, just like I said last month, if it goes down, if it works, it's going to be because of you. If it doesn't work, it's going to be because of you. This is all up to you. That's what I strongly feel. Future position, we've got Ace of Wands. Beautiful. So a beautiful new beginning. This is that spark of whatever that you needed. So maybe it is that you guys actually will be getting clarity with this Ace of Swords, which allows you and grants you that Ace of Wands, which I'll clarify that as well. But Ace of Wands is a beautiful new spark of inspiration. It talks about creativity. It talks about intuition. It talks about a new job, new love. It could be just putting the romance and sparking romance back into your already, your love life that you already have. But it's a really nice beginning for something that you're passionate about, something that it's really about finding and falling in alignment with something that you're passionate about and making that pop, right? So in your hopes and fears, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. It's like, I feel like, so this is a hardworking card, right? So this is someone who's working hard at their craft and doing really good work and right there to being successful, right? Because it's like 8 is just a snap away from 10. This is someone who's building their empire per se, and that it made me think of the Empress card that's at the bottom of the deck. So I almost feel like you guys are just worried that all this work that you've been doing and all these things that you've been seeing, it's like you almost feel like you can lose it at any moment, because in some cases, I do feel like it just feels too good to be true. So you're almost like, okay, well, what's the catch? This doesn't make sense, right? But again, if you fall into that energy of this doesn't make sense, what's going on, then you're gonna get more of that. And I think you should just be proud of the work that you've done and notice that it is great, and notice that these steps and things that you've been doing in the past are what are going to propel you forward. Because you have really great cards this spread the month of June. The only ones that I just raised a little eyebrow to are the Page of Swords and the Five of Wands, and that's really only because they're positioned, next to each other. Other than that, everything is forward movement. So don't be afraid that this isn't going to work out. Don't be afraid that, oh, what if I put all this work into something and this isn't really what I want? Don't be afraid, because period, doing the work, whatever the work is that feels good to you, you're going to get blessings from that, whether it manifests itself in ways that you expected or didn't expect. And a lot of times things manifest through, like, we get blessings in ways that we didn't expect. So don't be afraid that whatever this is that you're trying so hard to work with, and that I feel like you guys have been trying so hard to work with for the last couple months, don't be afraid that it will flop in your face. It won't. But the only thing basically that can ruin it, throw it off, is you and your thinking, right? Because above that, you've got the Magician. This is what is around you. This is what is helping you. This is what, you've got in your space that's inspiring you to move forward, which is beautiful. The Magician can make all things happen, right? And he can manifest things sometimes on the spot, sometimes not. But the point is, this person has everything they need in their tool belt to make whatever they want work. And you guys have that. Okay? You guys have that. You guys have this Ace of Wands is beautiful. You've got that. You've got the Ace of Swords, which is beautiful. You've been setting up your foundations with the Four of Wands. You're trying to live through this Empress energy the month of June. This is really good. So this is a really good time for you guys to get things going and to get that spark. And again, you've got the Magician where it's sitting right next to the Ace of Wands like this. This is where I'm seeing it, right? So that's really, really good. It's like, I really feel like whatever this is, whether it's a new job, a passion project, whether it's just your overall well-being, whether it's a new relationship, I think the tool that you would want to lean in most this month is going to be one of the wand, which is that wand energy of being really seriously passionate about whatever this is and really leaning towards that, because I feel like, and you guys have a few wand cards in the spread, this is what's going to propel you forward. It's not so much like Aquarius is where, your air sign, so it's natural for you to think the thing through or whatever, but it's like this month, for whatever you want, it's going to really take for you to go for it. And I keep hearing unafraid, like, so almost unafraid, just go for it. It's like it's going to take you to actively make the effort to do whatever it is that you want to do. And then once you, it's like almost once you've made that effort and the universe sees it, you will be supported with that. But it's almost like, okay, you've got to make the push. You've got to decide. You've got to point me in the right direction. You've got to make it clear where you want to go so that we can help guide you there. And then you don't have to go about things this way where you're arguing and picking fights with people and shit to see how they feel. Everything else will just kind of flow, right? And a lot of you guys know that you guys are in the middle of this cycle and, or about to start this new cycle, and cycles come to an end, because I feel like on your brain, you guys have been thinking about this, right? You've got the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's all about karmic timing. It's all about, it's really about, like I said, the completion of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. It's about things being time. It's about, I see this card and it's like the time is now. Everything that's happening right now, the way it's happening is happening because it's supposed to be happening right now, the way it's happening, right? And, we don't always know what's on the other side of that Wheel of Fortune, but we always know that it is a beautiful thing. It's usually a blessing. I do think that you guys are going to need to dig a little deeper right? And be a little patient and kind of let some things come to you, right? I feel like this is a really good time while we're in this Mercury communication ruled um, place to kind of go inside and really think about, like, not only make sure that you're not only communicating with others, but make sure you're communicating with yourself first, and make sure that all the decisions that you're making this month um, are for yourself first, and not in a selfish way, but just in a way of like, we can't help others if we're needing help, right? And we can't help others find the light if we can't find the light for ourselves, type thing. So it this is a Virgo card, and Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, right? So it's like even more confirmation. I just feel like this month is going to be really important for you guys to, if you're feeling frustrated, if there are times where you're feeling frustrated, just to kind of go within and really meditate, really find that space where you can just kind of, you know what I mean? Um, Blow off some steam, because that Hermit card is also sitting right next to the Five of Wands, where you've got these people chaotically fighting. That's like a whole different vibe. That's not going to help you. I feel like that's where you guys want to go, because I feel like there's a level of impatience with yourselves at this point, but it's going to be very important that at this point you still see things through and are really trying to find the truth for yourself and how you guys want to move forward, and not being so frustrated that you're just like, fuck it, let's just do this, right? Because again, everything is really lined up for you beautifully, but you got to be mindful of how you're going about it. So I want to clarify some of these cards, starting with the Page of Swords. We've got Lisa Bonet with them, with the Magician. Now, this is the Magician twice in this spread, and they're also honestly on the same row. So you guys do right now, especially have you have everything surrounding you in order to make these big changes in your life that you're trying to make. But again, it clarifies that Page of Swords. So just being mindful, and one thing I will say, as air signs can do, because we are intellectual, we are smart, we are logical, and we all know it. Whether you're a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra, like, you know it, right? One way that if we're vibrating at our lower selves, one thing that we often will do, I don't want to say pick a fight, but it's like we'll be willing to go there with a fight, especially an intellectual fight, because it's like, we know that if I even started engaging with you in this thing, you're going to lose. You might as well hang it up. I don't even know why you tried it with me, right? So in almost some ways, air signs can bully others with their verbiage, because we just can. And it's so shady. Sometimes, like, I really have to hold myself back from saying things to people, because in my mind, I'll be like, I will annihilate you. Like, I will wear you out. And I don't want to be that person, but then there's a part of me that's like, let me be that person. So being mindful that you're not being that person this month, you get things easier with, how's the expression go? With honey? Bees with honey? I don't know. I feel like you guys know what I'm saying, though. Just because you guys know that you are powerful, and you know that you're smart, and you are feeling, you've got these great things happening for you, still be mindful about the people around you and how you are coming at them, okay? Yeah. Okay, so I want to clarify the Temperance card also. And we've got Knight of Pentacles, which also just really speaks to slowing down, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And with the Temperance card, how I was saying, I feel like you guys you need to find that balance of not doing too much, not saying too much, being mindful of who you're dealing with, who you're saying to. It's just really about slowing down and being a little bit more methodical. And yes, being a little bit more grounded, okay, with that grounding earth energy. and being more stable and reliable, because like the Knight of Pentacles, it's a really stable, reliable energy. It's just slow moving. But I do feel like you guys need to slow down, especially with your words, the way you guys are communicating with people, things that you're saying. Think before you speak. This is going to be one of those months that you're going to be compelled to just be like, rah, and let everybody have it. I wouldn't do that. I would really take on that earth energy this month and slow it down. So I wanted to clarify the Five of Wands, and we've got the Knight of Cups. So this could be a lover. This could be a love situation. Someone that you feel like you're fighting with because maybe you've been trying to set things up in the past and really trying to make things move forward. And maybe all this talk, this up and down, vacillating, I don't know, energy has been too partly due to them, right? Because the thing is, that's the hard thing about relationships, because nothing is, you can't ever know for sure that things are going to go the way you plan, because you're not dealing with just you, you're dealing with another person. So you could be really getting really frustrated by your lover or person you're having a situationship with or whatever. And you could be taking it out on them. This could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But really, I feel like this Knight of Cups with this reminder of the Five of Wands is reminding you to just lead with love. Even in frustration, like, be kind to people. You don't have to, you know, be fake and do too much, but you can still learn to be more kind even through your frustration, right? Choose better words. Let's look at this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, King of Wands. Yeah, so you guys are really ready to go. You guys are really ready to start on this passionate beginning. You guys are really ready to get the ball rolling, right? King of Wands is like the ultimate entrepreneur. This person is creative and fast-paced. He's charming. He's got businesses. You know, he's very likable. He probably smells good. He dresses really nice. You guys are really ready to just kind of go full force into this thing. If it's a love thing, I feel like it's like you guys are ready for this. I feel like a lot of you guys are deciding, like, you know what, I really like this person, I really want to go forward with this person. But the fact that there's resistance, or, you know, this moment of you needing to pause and slow down and take things slow, or maybe that they see things a little bit differently, it's causing you to be a little frustrated and be a little bit more abrasive. Just make sure you're not, don't be abrasive. Like I said, mind how you're saying things to people this month, especially if you care about them. Okay? Yeah, a lot of you guys, this is love situation, because clarifying that Ace of Wands, you've got the Two of Cups, which is beautiful. This is about falling in alignment with someone. This is about, or something, someone, something, a circumstance, whatever. But this is about really feeling like there's partnership. Really feeling like things are equal, like you balance each other, right? And it's a cup, so it has to do with your emotions and your feelings and all of that, and also your intuition. So a lot of you guys may be trying to start a new love thing with someone. Some of you, it looks like, have finally come to a decision of what you want to do. It's really nice. Because remember, you still have that Magician right next to it, which I'm going to clarify right now. Yeah. Some of you guys are frustrated. That Five of Wands comes from frustration, because we got the Hanged Man. It's like, I feel like you guys are trying to get all these things started, but you feel like you keep getting paused. But it's okay. If you're getting a Hanged Man, it's like you need to surrender right now. There's something that you know, there could be details that you're missing, what have you, but it's just really, I feel like right now you guys just need to know that things are all right. And again, things are all right and things are in alignment and you're going exactly how they should be. They're just going at a slower energy. You know, they're just going with that Knight of Pentacles energy. And although I feel like some of you are frustrated, I feel like you will thank the situation. I think you will be thankful later that things maybe didn't happen on your timeline. Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess. So the High Priestess. So yeah, really going to your intuition, being careful of your thoughts and getting more into your feels. It's like you're being guided through this transition, right? And it's about trusting it. Pull one more card. Secrets might be coming out about something, which is why right underneath it you might have had that Hangman energy. So it's like, while you're in this Wheel of Fortune, really paying attention to your intuition. Yeah. And then with that, you got the Justice card, right? So whatever it is that you've been waiting for, whatever it is that you've been wanting, I do feel like you will get justice in that. Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck right now, you've got Ace of Pentacles. So a new, beautiful, steady beginning. Okay. Hermit. Ooh, Hierophant. So Hierophant's all about, you know, in the original depiction, you've got that priest who, you know, he's got two followers at his feet. It's very much the connection and link of institutions and spirituality, right? It's really about finding your vibe, finding your tribe, finding where you belong. Could be government things. It could be. It's just really about finding your tribe, right? Much like the Hermit, it's about going and finding your truth. So I do feel like this is going to be really important that in these pauses, in these moments of Hangman energy where you're surrendering, you know, in these moments of Knight of Pentacles energy where things are feeling a little slower, really taking the time to figure out what it is you want. And this is in terms of love. This is in terms of your placement in the world. Who are you in the world? What do you want? Where do you feel alive? Where do you feel comfortable? And I think that if you're just focused on that and focusing on what's true for you, I feel like you will fall into whatever it is that you're looking for much faster. Trying to fight it or force it with this resistance, it's just not going to help. You'll be much better leading by love and being kind and just knowing, like kind of having that High Priestess knowing that everything's going to be okay anyways, right? Because remember, we got the High Priestess with the Justice card. It's like everything's going to be okay. Secrets are going to come out. If there are any details are going to come out, you're going to get your answers. It's going to be all good. And so it's just a matter of you guys knowing that. Yeah, this is actually a really good reading. Be mindful who you're talking to, what information you're giving up. Be mindful of how you're talking to people. Just really be mindful of your communication this month and that you're not being too forceful with anything. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to be happening. You guys are falling into alignment and you will get that justice. So just really just mind yourself and you're good. Okay, Aquarius? And I'll see you guys next month. Thank you.